My favorite part of the NBA calendar is here, Summer League, yay! It's a time of great optimism as everyone is reveling in the new toys they have, be it a big trade acquisition or a blockbuster free agent signing or that hot new draft pick. That's right. Summer really belongs to that guy because that's the guy we've never seen before in an NBA setting, and that's the guy we get to see on the floor right now. Over the years, the Las Vegas Summer League has grown immensely in popularity because of the anticipation of seeing the future stars of the NBA go at it. Who could forget 2014's Andrew Wiggins versus Jabari Parker, a game that packed Cox Pavilion? It's also a place where we see diamonds in the rough announce themselves, like in 2010 when a relative unknown named Jeremy Lin went toe-to-toe with the #1 overall pick, John Wall. But regardless of where a player is drafted, a strong word of caution for everyone who wants to be whisked away by a strong showing or distraught by a tough summer. It's only Summer League. It's time for experimentation. It's a time not just for players, but also by coaches, many of whom are calling the shots as head coaches for the first time in their careers. And while you might get excited by a Josh Selby averaging 25 points per game on 56% shooting and like 64% by three, by the way, that has no bearing on his NBA career. He didn't have much of one. And before you kick yourself that Draymond Green averaged 10 points a game on 30% shooting, remember that he did that playing a role that, at the time, he wasn't able to do with the real Golden State Warriors. But he could try in Vegas. And that role was basically the role he grew into today as a perennial all-star and all-NBA player. And by the way, Golden State wasn't just a champ this year. They were also Summer League champs the year he averaged 10 points a game. So when you're frustrated watching a first-round pick on your favorite team average, 11 points per game on 39% shooting, don't fret. He might end up getting traded for a guy who's getting traded for a guy whose bird rights gets renounced so that you can reacquire that former first-round pick by presenting a $71 million offer sheet. Dave, that's called a Jack Sikma right there. A little pivot action.
Yeah, I like it.
Knicks offer $71 million, 4 years, trade kicker, player option, pretty much everything except the max deal for Tim Hardaway Jr. How surprised were you by that?
Shocked, I guess, because they had him, of course, part of the franchise before. They trade him to get the number 19 pick they used on Jerry and Grant. Grant only sticks around a year, and now he comes back. And I think I was trying to think of a similar circumstance that we've seen. I had to go outside sports. This is Steve Jobs getting fired by Apple, coming back years later with more power, more money, more clout. And that's what we're seeing out of Tim Hardaway right now. It's no offense to what he is as a player. Once the Hawks got rid of Kyle Korver last year, he averaged close to 18 points per game, right around 40% shooting from three. He's athletic. He was in the dunk contest. We forget about that. And shooting is a premium in today's NBA, but I don't know if everybody's in for that money.
You know, it's weird. The first thing that everyone brought up was he's making more on this contract than his father, who probably should be a Hall of Famer, had made in his entire career. And it's not like his father played in the 50s. Tim Hardaway Sr. played at a time where big contracts were starting to come about. Remember, he played Alonzo Mourning and made $105 million on his Miami Heat
He had a
deal.
signature Nike shoe.
He had a signature Nike shoe. He had the UTEP two-step. Everyone was doing that little crossover. And so for Tim Hardaway Jr. to make this much money just on this deal, I think it took people's breath away, especially because we thought this year, now sanity has prevailed, right? Like,
the cap came down from the projections.
Yeah, everyone's like, look, that was madness of last year from the big jump. Now this is reality. Teams are going to be more frugal again. And so for the Knicks to do that, I mean, I don't necessarily know why. I just don't understand what was the thirst for that particular guy.
It seemed like Atlanta at least put it out there that that was their priority to try to retain him. So I guess you need to get up to a certain number to make it happen. But we have seen some of these similar contracts around the league the last couple of years. You know, most of them haven't worked out though. In this range, you know, Crabbe you'd say is overpaid. Biyombo, what's he doing for Orlando? Deng obviously has been an albatross for the Lakers. Same thing with Noah. Now Bazemore, that's the one guy on that list. You're like, okay, that might be fair market value, and he's younger and ascending, right? And so maybe that's the length. Tim Hardaway Jr. is only 25 years old.
He's only 25 years old. Great shooter, defensively, and for me, that's the difference between him and Bazemore. Bazemore is a guy that is an improving offensive player, but defensively is there. I think Tim Hardaway is a good offensive player, but the other side, not much improvement.